What's up, everyone? I'm your host, Ryan Gill. This is the bottom line, and man, what a fantastic week 4 of football we had. If you didn't get to see my pick last night, put it on social media. I ended up choosing the Rams last night, and after 4 weeks of football, our record sitting at 44-21, counting the Thursday night game. So last week was a great week. We went 12-4. So for everyone that followed and thanked me, I appreciate it. And this week we're kind of hoping for the same results. So let's get right back into it. First game, Jets versus the Falcons. The Jets had a great game against the Titans last week, pulling off a victory in overtime. The Falcons, yet again, dropping another game. This is a tough match for me to call, but I think with the defense for the Jets, I actually think I'm going to choose the Jets in this game. I think maybe the Jets get 2 wins in a row, and they sail into the sunset on this one, and Zach Wilson's going to be looking pretty good against that Falcons defense. So I'm going to take the Jets. Next up on the list, we got the Packers and the Bengals. Bengals are off to a 3-0-1 start. I don't think the Bengals have had the hardest schedule to start this year, and for that reason alone, I think the Packers on paper too are just a better team, and Aaron Rodgers and that offense look like they're getting a little bit better. So I'm going to take the Packers in this matchup against the Bengals. Next up, we got the Lions and the Vikings. Now, the Vikings are 1-3, but they're one of the best 1-3 teams in the league, in my opinion. They've had some really good games. They've stayed close. They've played some pretty tough teams. Besides week 1, where they kind of flubbed it against the Bengals, they've played some pretty good football. So I'm going to take the Vikings in this matchup. The Lions, they'll get a win maybe eventually, but it's just not going to be this week. So I'm going to take the Vikings here. Next up, we got the Broncos and the Steelers. This is a really tough matchup for me to call. The Steelers are expected to be a lot better than their 1-3 start, especially after going 1-0 and beating Buffalo in week 1. But they really just haven't gotten back to themselves yet. The offense is so just mediocre and flat, and the Broncos defense is really good. I'm not super sold on the Broncos offense, but maybe it's just some intuition here, but I'm actually going to take the Broncos here. I think their defense is going to be good enough to get them through and keep them close. And I think that Denver Broncos maybe sneak one out and go 4-1 right here. So I'm going to take the Broncos in this matchup. Next, we got the Buccaneers versus the Dolphins. I don't have to say too much about this game because the Dolphins have been absolutely abysmal in the O-line, not giving Jacoby Brissett much time. So with that being said, I'm just going to go straight to it and say the Buccaneers are going to win this game here. So I'm going to take the Bucs. Then we got the New Orleans Saints versus the Washington football team. This is another tough game for me. The Saints looked pathetic last week against the Giants, in my opinion. And the Washington football team, while their offense is a little lacking, I still like their defense pretty well. But with all that said, I think I'm going to stick with the Saints here. I think they got to get it back on track. Jameis is going to have a good game. And by good game, I just think he needs to manage it. They need to control the tempo. They need to punch the ball in when they're in the red zone. And, I think that's just all they need to do in this game. It's going to probably be a close one, but I'm going to take the Saints here. Next, we got the Eagles and the Panthers. Eagles showed some life against the Chiefs last week, but granted, the Chiefs are not playing like the Chiefs of old, so I'm going to go ahead and take the Panthers in this matchup. I still think they made a good, valiant effort last week against the Cowboys. Their defense gave a little bit too much up, but hey, that happens from week to week. McCaffrey possibly may be back. And then with the trade that they got, I know he's not going to be in play this week, but Gilmore should be in play here in the next couple weeks, and that's a big pickup for that Panthers secondary. So I'm going to go the Panthers here. Then we got the Titans and Jaguars. The 0-4 Jaguars. Oh, how I would love for them to win this game, but oh, how they're not going to win it. I just think the Titans, after getting embarrassed by the Jets last week, I think the Titans come out and they should take care of this game. Derrick Henry always has a day against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I don't see this being any different. Titans take this game pretty easily. Next up, we got the Patriots and the Texans. The Texans are just, if you got Davis Mills, a.k.a. Long Neck at quarterback, I'm just not picking you. I'm going to take the Patriots here. They looked pretty good against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last week. Granted, the conditions weren't ideal for playing, but they still kept that game close. And honestly, they had their chance to win it there at the end. Damn those uprights. But I'm going to take the Patriots in this game. Next, we got the Bears versus the Raiders. The Raiders came out really flat against the Chargers last week, and that defense really got to them. I think the Bears have a good defense, and Justin Fields is named the permanent starter now. But I'm still not sold on the Bears offense, and I think the Raiders with Derek Carr, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs if he's fully healthy, Ruggs is starting to come out and be big play potential along with Edwards in the fourth quarter. So I'm going to take the Raiders here just because I feel like that they're a better team right now. Next up, my game of the week, the Browns versus the Chargers, and man, this is going to be a good one. It's really a toss-up here, but I'm just going to stay on the same train that I was last week. I love Justin Herbert, and I think their defense showed me that they will be able to stop Cleveland. So I'm going to take the Chargers in this game. I like the Chargers a lot. I like Keenan Allen. I like to see Mike Williams get more involved this week. So I'm taking the Chargers. Next up, we got the Giants and the Cowboys. Just Cowboys. I'm not even going to hesitate on that. The Cowboys are playing great football. Could very easily be undefeated if a couple other things roll their way week one. But I'm taking the Cowboys here. I like the way they're playing. They're going to improve to 4-1. Then we got the 49ers and the Cardinals. I just don't think the Cardinals have enough offense here, but it is a division game, so I expect it to be close. But I think Kyler Murray gets it done with his legs, and then if he doesn't get it done with his legs, you got Connor in the backfield along with Edmonds, and then you got DeAndre Hopkins and Christian Kirk. And, yeah, you just got so many weapons on the Cardinals, and that defense is pretty nice as well. So I'm going to take the Cardinals in this matchup. Then we got the Bills and the Chiefs. I am 100% taking the Bills. I haven't been impressed with the Chiefs' defense. I think the Bills are going to be able to put up points, but I also think that they'll be able to stop the Chiefs more than the Chiefs are able to stop them, which is the name of the game. So I'm going to take the Bills here in this lineup. Now, last game of the week, the Monday Night Football game, my favorite game of the week. We got the Colts versus the Ravens, the 1-3 Colts. There's no way they can beat the 3-1 Ravens, right? Wrong. I think the Colts come out. They have another good week. Everyone's going to give me slack for this and saying I'm being a biased fan. That's not the truth. I liked what I saw from Carson Wentz last week, even if it was against the Dolphins. Lamar Jackson and company didn't really impress me too much against the Lions or against the Broncos or really any game that they played this year except for the comeback game that they had earlier in the year and then ended up losing it. So I'm just going to stick with my Colts here. I think they're going to win it on Monday Night Football. This is a big thing for them. Prime time. Carson Wentz looking a little bit better. And the Colts get this done. Well, that's it for the picks this week. I hope everyone likes them. Like I say, if you have any more questions, whether it be betting, fantasy, anything else, you just hit me up. People got me on social media. You know where I'm at. And, till next week, go Colts.